Good morning, good morning. How you guys doing today? Glad you can join me. Got a special announcement. We're going to be starting a brand new level 2 class. Yes, indeed. You guys have been waiting for this. And it is beginning next week on Monday. So it's the Institutional Trends Masterclass. Now, you're not just going to be learning about trends, institutional trends, but you're going to be learning about a bunch of other things too. So you can read up on it. Students can read up on it. Those that have recently signed up, you have access to all 3 levels of education here at the school. So level 2 is one level above level 1. Obviously, level 1 is where you learn about locating institutional supply and demand zones and how to draw trend lines. Okay, there's a difference between drawing a trend line and locating a trend. Big difference. And most retail traders are drawing trend lines. If price action is making a new high, they automatically assume we have an uptrend. But that's not how it works, folks. That's not how it works. And if you think of it as being that simple, you're going to find yourself analyzing the charts and coming to the wrong conclusions about price action. So in this class, we're going to teach you how to locate institutional trends. How do we know when price action is trending to the upside because the institutions are creating it, or if price action is just moving upwards and allowing retail traders to connect ascending trend lines, which could eventually cause them great trouble, okay? So what we've been able to show our students over time is that many times when trend lines can be connected to the upside, those trend lines are going to be used against retail. And how they are being used against retail is retail draws these trend lines and they assume when price comes down and makes contact with these trend lines, they are good areas to be buying. And the vast majority of the time, they are not good areas to be buying. But the banks allow these type of structures to be created on the charts to lure retail traders into buying whatever asset the trend line is being drawn on. And so there's a lot to it. And we're going to teach you in this class. So not only are we going to teach you about trends, institutional trends, not just the trends that you would normally locate by drawing trend lines, but institutional trends. But you're also going to learn how to locate what we call key zones and magic zones. Now, what are key zones? Key zones are areas of buying and selling that the institutions create on the chart that are very, very important, okay? When we look at a chart, when we're looking at price action, there's many zones that can be created on a chart, okay? For instance, let's bring up the Dow Jones right now, okay? When you look at a chart, there's many zones of buying and selling that the banks create. But there are only a small handful of what we call key zones. They are extremely important areas of buying or selling that the banks create, and they are facilitating a very important move on the chart, okay? So we want to be able to locate what that is. If we see price ranging and there's a very specific area of buying that comes into the market that breaks out of the ranging, that area is of most importance to us, because what typically happens with key zones is when they facilitate a very specific move in the market, the banks tend to reverse price back to those areas of buying or selling before they continue shooting price in that direction. So very key, because a lot of times we'll have price action in a range and it's not doing much, but then all of a sudden when it breaks out of that range, that is the area that we want to look for entries into positions, because we know price action is no longer going to be ranging. The momentum's coming in. The banks are coming in with buying. They have intentions to push price out of that area, higher up on the chart or lower down on the chart, depending on if it's moving to the upside or downside. And they create very specific zones in order to do that. So we call those key zones. Magic zones. What are magic zones? Well, let me show you what a magic zone is. We'll bring up Walmart, for instance. A magic zone is an area of buying that we are interested in buying, okay? You know, when we're trading the markets, what are we looking for? We're looking to get into a position long because we think price is going to move to the upside. Or if we're looking to get into a position short, it's because we believe price is going to move to the downside. But there's always very specific areas that the banks will be buying. For instance, on Walmart, there's specific areas where the banks are going to be buying. And depending on the dynamic of what is playing out on the multiple time frames, those zones could be important zones or non-important zones. If we have determined after doing multiple time frame analysis that that zone of buying is very, very likely going to be the lowest price that we're going to see on the chart for a very long time, then that is an area where we will consider basing trades off of, okay? For instance, on Walmart, we had two areas here that I will point out. The first one, when we located this area of buying here, it was in the $56 area. And we knew with a high degree of certainty that once this buying was taking place and price gapped up, that price was likely not going to be dropping below this area of buying. So any long trades would have been based on this area on the chart holding, okay? We actually had a long signal before that at 56.52 based on this zone here of buying holding, all right? So we had a signal at 56.52, and look where price is right now, $71. So the analysis that we did on the chart had determined that it was very likely this area at $54 was not going to be surpassed if price was going to drop from the $56 area, okay? So price, if it was to retrace from $56 down towards 54, we knew with a high degree of certainty that price would not drop below $54. So powerful information, absolutely powerful information. Traders dream to have information like this, okay? So in level 2, we're going to teach you how to locate what we call our magic zones. We had another magic zone here at $59. What did that mean? That meant if you wanted to buy Walmart, your stops would have to be below this area of buying, because it was very unlikely price was going to drop past that. And price did eventually drop into that area of buying, and look what happened once it did. Okay, price dropped, and it's been upside ever since. It did not pass the zone of buying. It did not go lower through this area of buying. This was where institutions were buying up the stock. We were able to locate this and have long signals based off of that. That was $59. We're at $71 on Walmart right now, okay? So locating key zones, locating magic zones, extremely powerful, extremely powerful. The knowledge you will gain once you know how to locate key zones and magic zones, it will just change your trading game, okay? You will never look at support and resistance and Bollinger Bands and moving averages and all that stuff the same way, okay? Because once you understand what's really taking place on the chart and why it's taking place, all the other stuff just becomes unimportant, okay? So we're going to be starting a new class on Monday. And for those that are signing up, for those that are interested in signing up with us because of this class, one thing you'll need to do is you'll need to prepare your charts in order to be able to participate in the class. So when you do come and join, you'll find this page, the Institutional Trends Masterclass. And how will you find that page? Well, let's take you to the main page, and I'll show you exactly how you will find that page. You'll come to the members portal. You'll click on Classroom Sessions. That'll take you to here. You click on Level 2, and that will pop up this page. And look, Trends Masterclass. You click there, and it'll take you to here. To register for the class, all you have to do is click on Register. All right? You follow the form, you fill out your information, hit enter, you'll get an email, it'll give you instructions. And the day of the class, it'll send you an email, you'll get a link to join, and you'll be able to join our live sessions. Now, if you can't join our live sessions, that's fine. All classes will be uploaded and placed inside the library, okay? So you'll be able to come to this page, and they'll all be listed on this page. All throughout this page, all the classes will be posted here, okay? So in order to prepare for this class, there is a link here. I want you to take a look here. There is this link here on this paragraph. In this class, you will be building upon the skills you acquired in our level 1 of education. In order to better prepare yourself for this class, you can review the class we did in our level 1, where we located supply demand on the pound US dollar daily chart. So if you click that link, it'll take you to the class that we did in level 1. And once it loads, what you'll find is all the sessions that we did in level 1 for the pound US dollar daily chart. We located all the institutional supply zones, and we located all the institutional trend lines, okay? So you will want to prepare your chart, because there are sections of the chart that we will be taking a look at in level 2 to look at where the trends are, consolidation, ranging, key zones, magic zones, all that stuff we'll be doing and focusing on that in our level 2. But to prepare your chart, here you go. January 15, 2024, earlier this year, we started locating the institutional supply, demand zones, and trend lines. So you would need to watch this class. You would just click on play. The class would start. You'd watch the class. It would show you how we located all the supply and demand zones, how we located all the trend lines. And once you prepare that first portion of chart, okay, the first portion of the chart, you'll be able to see it on the class, because we have these border lines that we placed on our chart. And so let me just show you what that looks like. So if you go to the daily chart at the beginning of price action, you'll see that there is a certain date where price action looks normal. After that, it is all a bunch of spots. And that spot is on the 6th of February, 1986. Okay. So we have a section of chart here that we had done analysis on right here. And in preparation for this level 2 class, you will need to have these supply zones drawn on your chart, and you will need to have these trend lines drawn on your chart. Okay. So if you have already participated in our level 1 class, and you have already drawn these zones and trend lines on your chart, then you're all set for class. You're all ready. All you have to do is come to our class, and we're going to build upon that initial analysis that we did. If you have not participated in that class at the beginning of this year, or you're a new student and you didn't get a chance to review this older class, now's your time to do that. Here's the perfect opportunity to do that. You can come to this page, watch this video, learn how we located the supply and demand, the trend lines, do the analysis, and place it on your charts, and then you're all set, okay? So Monday, we're going to start this class. Monday is going to be a very generalized class. We're going to talk about the importance of locating supply and demand, the trend lines, the trends, locating the trends within the chart. How do we know if it's an uptrend or downtrend? Why is it important to know if we have a trend to the upside or to the downside? What does consolidation look like? Why do we care if price is in consolidation? What does it look like when we're ranging? How do we know that it's ranging? What does it mean when price is ranging? How do we know when it breaks out of ranging? All these things are essential to know if you're trading the charts. If you're a trader, you know, you're opening up positions for short period of time, medium period of time, or you're opening up positions to hold for many, many years, you need to know this information. It's just, this is the foundation of understanding charts. If you don't understand these concepts, then your chances of being successful are extremely low. Okay? So anyways, I will leave you with that. That's some information for you to take. And if you're thinking about joining, now is a perfect time to join. You have some time. Like I said, on Monday's class, it's going to be a generalized class. So we're not going to get into too much detail, but we're going to talk about the philosophy of trends and why we locate them, why they're important, and price structure, what we're looking for, why we're looking for it, why does it matter, how does it play in the overall scheme of the analysis that we do. And then after that, the next class, we're going to start to get more in depth. We're going to start locating those trends. We're going to teach you how to do all those things for yourself as well. All right, ladies and gents, that's it. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Very critical episode today. If you want to join and you want to learn, all right? Enjoy the rest of your day, and we will talk to you soon. Take care, everybody.